It is the spotlight. We are shining it bright, really bright, on Bob Marley.
Yes, it's the man himself, the legendary, this guy, I would call him the artist of the century, because trust me, the influence that Bob Marley has had on music, generally music, and not only reggae music, has gone across all genres, has gone across borders, and almost in the whole world. Everybody knows who Bob Marley is. Kuna maartists kadhaa wale wamekuwa jina kubwa kwenye industry, other genres, but not all of them, as in kuna mtu unaweza pita mahali useme najua huyu artist ni nani. But Bob Marley,
that's a different league.
That's a different league.
Yes, I know. Robert Nesta Marley was born in 1945, February 6th, and passed away 11th May 1981, and was a Jamaican singer, songwriter, and musician. Considered one of the pioneers of reggae, his musical career was marked by fusing elements of reggae, ska, and rocksteady, as well as his distinctive vocal and songwriting style. Now, Marley's contributions to music increased the visibility of Jamaican music worldwide and made him a global figure in popular culture for over a decade.
Now, the man himself, Bob Marley, who had been actively in music for about 18 years, that was from 1962 through to about 1980, yes, and had 13 studio albums and 2 live performance albums. This is beside numerous compilations of the various works from those albums. Zile ukokisia sijui Best of Bob Marley, sijui nini Best of what, hizo ni compilations zote, but hizi zingine studio albums zilikuwa 13 albums officially. And Marley had many children. Yani unajua hata sijui kwa tunasema Gregory Isaacs ndio buda Mr. Lover lakini Bob Marley, my friend,
had many sons.
Had many sons, so Bob Marley. Father Abraham.
Yes,
So he had 4 children with his wife Rita Marley, and 2 adopted from Rita's previous relationships, and several others with different women. Yani shotgun machine,
I tell you.
And the official Bob Marley website acknowledges 11 children.
Now, that's the only one man in this world who we can say thank you for all those children, because he had many sons,
yes,
who sound like him, and who are still blessing us with their talent mpaka leo. So sisi tumeshukuru, hatutaki kucomplain sana. Now, tonight on the Spotlight, we're going to be featuring some of our favorite responses from Bob Marley in different interviews when he was asked about different things. And now we're starting off with his take on money. Let's take a listen.
Have you made a lot of money out of your music?
Money. I mean, how much is a lot of money to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Have you made, say, millions of dollars?
No.
Are you a rich man?
When you mean rich, what you mean?
Do you have a lot of possessions? A lot of money in the bank?
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life, forever.
This is Cease and Settle on 104.5 Vibes Radio.
Sing it, Vibes Nation. Oh, darling, darling.
I'm
calling. Hey! Satisfy my soul. I'm telling you, this is going to be a very difficult spotlight to do. You know why? I don't know if we're going to focus on the Vibes Nation or we're going to sing.
Oh, we're going to just enjoy
Or we're just going to enjoy ourselves. I'm telling you, for me personally, the connection with Bob Marley is very, very deep. And we're going to be talking about that later on in the show. I learned to sing backup vocals listening to Bob. That was my teacher, the I3s and Bob Marley. And of course, also the Wailers. Hao ndio ma teachers wangu wa kuimba backup vocal. So we're going to talk about that later on. But right now, we're still shining a spotlight and giving you some more information about Bob Marley.
Yes, and of course, yes, Bob Marley. Now, it would be easy to dismiss Bob Marley as someone who is and should remain a figure of the 20th century. However, this does not help to explain why, even after his death from cancer 3.5 decades ago, he continues to be revered by millions of people around the world. Marley's images can be found almost everywhere, ranging from t-shirts, hats, bags, and even coffee mugs. His greatest compilation, Legend, has sold an estimated 27.9 million copies since it was released in 1984. it still sells 250,000 copies a year. If there's anything that to be associated with reggae music, Bob Marley, and of course the teachings of Rastafari or the Caribbean island of Jamaica, the first name that comes to mind is Bob Marley. Despite this reality that the world often tends to associate Marley with, is far different from the one he grew up in 70 years ago.
Yes, I know. Marley lived in Jamaica that had experienced more than 200 years of slavery and colonialism. And this would have had a great impact on him, considering that he was born from a white father and a black mother. The key to understanding Marley was not merely the music, but the life experiences that played a part in shaping the individual and ultimately the music that the world would come to know. Now, if there are three areas that played a part in shaping Marley the musician, it would have to be his experience of racism as a mixed race person, his life in the slums of Kingston's Trenchtown, and his Rastafari beliefs. All three factors have combined to make Marley the superstar that he is still known as today.
Yes.
Yes, now we are also featuring some of our favorite responses from different interviews. And up next, we're going to be listening to Bob Marley speaking about when he became Rasta.
How long have you been a Rasta?
Well, I've been a Rasta from ever since, you know, but it's not how long I've been a Rasta, it's how long it takes to grow up, because what he is what he is from beginning to the end. He can never change, because if you even adapt things later out, you and filter right out. So we're just Rasta from creation, you know. It's not an easy thing to explain in an educated standard way. Still you have people who can do it. But me is a common sense man. That means when me explain things, me explain it in a very simple way. That means if I explain it to a baby, the baby will understand too, you know. So we are saying now, like the Bible says, God said him shall return as the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the conqueror Lion of a tribe of Judah. And him shall come in a new name. And this new name shall be dreadful among the heathen.
How important are the dreadlocks?
This
Is that
is
part
my
of being a
identity,
Rasta?
man. Yeah, this is my identity.
Do you have to have dreadlocks if you're a Rasta?
But if he's a Rasta, then you wouldn't see why you shouldn't have it, because then you don't know freedom is freedom, and you don't have to bow, you do whatever you like. But it's not a thing to say, well, I would like to be a Rasta, but I wouldn't like to have this. You dig? It can't be a thing like that. It has to be a fullness where you yourself know that it's God creator and I don't want no life, no obligation. That means you own man. That's the first time you own yourself. You do what you want to do. Anything people want to say about you, you don't care, because, you know what I mean, even them.
Strictly conscious vibes on Cease and Seckle.
Mr. Marley, the man behind the big name, the artist of the century, the man whose influence goes beyond reggae music. Yes, we are on a spotlight, and today we decided to feature a legend, a reggae legend, and like we always do every Tuesday right here. It's a spotlight thing and thing.
Yes,
I know the music, Sheriff, and Nas, the roots data.
Yeah, man. Now, talking about Bob Marley, his influence was not limited to simply making music for the sake of entertainment. And so, in celebration of what would be Bob Marley's 75th birthday anniversary, his family has embarked on a legacy project that seeks to provide fans with a refreshing and cinematic journey through the life, legacy, and relevance that Bob Marley still holds in this present day. Now, this is a 12-part mini documentary series featuring a collection of intimate conversations, interviews with his family, friends, and fans, and it's woven together with his original music, remixes, and covers. And I must tell you guys, it's 6 episodes in and 6 more to go. If you haven't watched that one, you need to go and check it out on the Bob Marley's official YouTube page.
Yes, pale kwenye YouTube, that's where you get those videos, the legacy videos. And although Marley may have lived in a world that is different to the one we find ourselves in today, the reality is that the human problems he encountered were no different from the ones we experience in the 21st century, that is today. What is perhaps most significant about Marley's music is that his message has transcended both time and space. And we now find ourselves living in a world where mistrust and intolerance continue to remain dominant as much as they were back then. And it comes as no surprise because Marley spoke of the human condition, what we're facing now. Marley did not only speak about love and unity among all mankind as seen in his 1977 song One Love. He also spoke about the sufferings of the world in his songs. This includes so much trouble in the world, burning and looting, Johnny wars and war. This is what has made Marley not just relevant to his time, but to ours as well.
Yeah, man, and talking about tunes like burning and looting, we saw what was happening recently in the Black Lives Matter movement in the States. A lot of burning and looting was going on, and a lot of war, yeah? And you know what I have to big up, the team, the Marley team, is recently, Sheriff, they started releasing new music videos.
Yes.
Waki realizing this time, kuna HD, kuna a lot of things that they need to improve on. And some of these videos are animated, some are actual videos, and they've been done for songs like Easy Skanking, Redemption Song, Three Little Birds, No Woman No Cry, Is This Love, and a whole list of songs that they've done new music videos for. We're also going to be playing you Natural Mystic when we come back. But the thing is, right now we're talking to Bob Marley, are we?
Of course.
Are we?
We're talking to Bob Marley.
Are we? I think we are.
Bob Marley ametoa video mpya na angalia Naz leza Naz.
Bob Marley is, you know why? Because Bob Marley is ever living. His music is living on. So for me, the spirit inanionyesha ni kama yuko bado. So sahi bado tunaongea naye, tunareason naye na bado naturilisia videos mpya. Bado to release a documentary mpya Legacy. So for me, I'm just happy because the vibes are continuing, right?
Yes. And of course, we are talking to Bob Marley.
Yes, we are. You see, I tell you.
In fact, yes, yes, we are featuring Bob Marley talking about how the world has gone astray. And like we said, what he was featuring, what he was talking about years back is still happening even today. And you can even hear from this response.
We're talking to the famous celebrity, famous personality, Bob Natty Marley from Kingston, Jamaica. Bob, what brings you to St. Martin?
Well, just a pass through, I go to Jamaica, so I stop crossing. I come from Brazil.
What are you doing in Brazil, Bob?
We do some record promotion business.
This last album, Survival, how is it doing now?
Well, I think maybe it do good, Do alright. Do as I expected.
Let's talk about Rastafarianism in the Caribbean. Right now, the Rasta movement is very big in the Caribbean. A lot of people look at you, Bob, as being a prophet. Would you say that you're a prophet?
No, I'm the Rasta man.
And what exactly does that mean?
Rasta man mean that we black people recognize our identity and go and keep it. So, Rasta is our own. It's like how Russia have Marx and Lenin, America have capitalism, black people have Rasta, which is African.
Would you say that came way back from Ethiopia?
Yeah, way forward from Ethiopia, from the black man tradition, from the beginning of time till now.
The song that you sing, Wake Up and Live, and also this one, there's so much trouble in the world today. Is that a special message you're trying to get across to the people here in the Caribbean?
Yes, all our music is always to awaken the people of the present situation that I'm going through right now, So, them songs are related to the crisis. So much trouble in the world. Our people must wake up now and live, What do you figure?
What about us black people here in the Caribbean? What would you say these present time we're going through a whole lot of trials and tribulations with the capitalist system and the socialist system? What sort of advice do you have for the people in the Caribbean at this time?
You see, the people is always innocent, It's a government and the leaders always carry themselves into situation and make believe that the people is with them. What will really happen is that now is the end of the time.
You feel like we're living in the last days?
Yeah, this is the last days. Now is the black people time to really recognize themselves and deal with it properly. because over a period of thousands of years, we've been subject of the white man, which is not so well, and we feel anything like any big color prejudice thing or go on or anything, but it's just that we black people must recognize ourselves and deal with it now, you know, because we are a people and not just slaves, you know.
But this is Cease and Settle on 104.5 Vibes Radio. Nobody can stop reggae.
Easy Skanking, and that is one of those new videos. In case you didn't know, iko na video brand new. Mi wambiaga Sheriff ananicheka ati wewe Boba me release nini new video. And before that it was Natural Mystic, also with a brand new video. That one was an animated one, and if you check out the Easy Skanking one, it's actually acting. There's some guys who go skank nini. So I think it's very creative as well. And yeah man, we're shining the spotlight on Bob Marley.
Yes, unajua kwanza there's something that impresses me a lot about this Bob Marley thing is how the family is continuing each and every day to make it turn the name into a business. Yani imekuwa biashara. Bob Marley bado ngoma zinauza. Right now there are songs of his that sell 250,000 copies a year. Jamal Dilini mpaka saa hii bado wanauza, yani bado wanasosi, yani watu wake generations yake bado wanakula hiyo chapa, inawasaidia bado. And not only that, they have turned his name into a brand, merchandise, the Marley merchandise. You've seen speakers, written Marley speakers, you've seen headphones, you've seen shoes, clothing lines.
They also have coffee now, coffee as well.
Yes, and of late they wameanza kutengeza cannabis.
It wouldn't be without Bob Marley. Ni lazima.
And here I understand they have is it Ziggy was the biggest marijuana farm in Jamaica?
Yes, I've heard about that as well. I'm yet to visit and tell you, yes, I've seen it with my own eyes. But yeah, we're going to be telling you a little bit about the impact Bob Marley has had on us as a reggae DJ, as a reggae artist. And right now, he was most noted for using his music to spread the message of Rastafari, okay? Now, guys, I know what you know. Rastafari is a phenomenon that began in the 1930s, and it was in response to a message given by Jamaican nationalist Marcus Garvey, who proclaimed that African people in the diaspora should look to Africa, where a black king would be crowned, and it was here that they would find their redemption. Now, what Marley brought to the world stage was something that was perhaps unique for its time, and his tireless dedication and hard work to ensuring that the world came to learn and hear of Rastafari, in itself a major contributor to what made it into a global phenomenon. Now, through Marley's music, people in all corners of the world came to embrace Rastafari, and this has helped shape the Rasta philosophy to the extent that it can no longer be attuned solely to the needs of believers in Jamaica.
Yes. Now, without Marley's influence, of course, a scholarship on the Rastafari phenomena would not exist in such magnitude, of course, and the teachings as it is today. As in the case today, Marley's message of Rastafari was further extended to scholars who actually played their part in educating the public about the nature of Rastafari. To understand Bob Marley, the man, it's important to not solely listen to his music, but also to read biographies and watch documentaries that offer different perspectives of the man.
Yes,
and then you'll be able to understand who Bob Marley, the man, is. Not only the music.
Exactly.
Because he goes far beyond that.
Now, I've told you this story before, Sheriff, but I grew up around 14, 15. I would collect the DVDs, the different documentaries of Bob Marley, and watch them over and over and over again. And I had a big collection. And then one day I ended up on one of those DVDs. Do you know, for me as a youth, even a bigger affirmation that my beliefs in Rastafari, my belief in what Bob Marley's message is, was huge, because you can imagine I got called by UNICEF, we want to send some representatives from Kenya to the Bob Marley celebration in Addis Ababa. And I'd heard about it, but I had no money. I was broke. I was a youth man. I was like, and Ethiopia could check Marleys, And I remember walking into the United Nations, and they have the podium, and all the Marley sons were sitting on the podium, and I just froze. I froze because I felt like, is this really happening? Am I really here?
Yes.
And it's like seeing 10 Bob Marleys at once. And even that time I was oblivious that, kulikuwa kuna makamera nini, interviewing youths and all. I had no idea that this was an actual documentary being made. Until a couple of years later, I told you, I'm being told Miss Marley wants to meet you, Sijui Nazizi, the star of the DVD. I'm like, what
what
are
do you mean?
these people talking about?
Yes.
What are they smoking? You know, like,
Yeah.
I was confused. But then when I watched the DVD, I just felt like, you know, this is a validation from His Majesty, from the Most High, that keep believing, Unana, because that was the inspiration for me to have locks. Also coming from a mixed race family, I was like, it's possible. You know, it's something that if you believe, it can be.
Yes.
And for me, it also inspired me. If you check tunes like Bless My Room, Jump and Shout, all these tunes, they have a message, a conscious message. So he influenced my style of writing as well.
Yes.
Because I felt like you can actually write music that's talking about the suffering, but still giving people hope.
Yes.
And so that's how I got my, you know, the writing was kind of almost like Bob Marley, I would say, in the sense of consciousness, of teaching,
Yes.
of preaching majesty, of preaching Rastafari. And for me, I'll forever be grateful to Bob Marley because he's the first reggae artist I ever heard and fell in love with right away.
For me, it's the connection to the music. As a DJ, Bob Marley, of course, is one of those guys who you almost need to have them on your playlist,
Yes,
right? And being that I grew up from a humble background and stuff, and of course, Bob Marley is one of those artists that you get to listen to first when you get into listen to reggae music.
Yeah.
And some of his songs were actually my favorites. And if you can hear from the way I even play Bob Marley, it's quite different from the way I play other kind of music.
Yeah.
You'll understand that this guy probably might feel that there's
a connection.
There's a deeper connection
Yeah.
into how I play Bob Marley in comparison to other music.
Yeah.
So that's how Bob Marley to me means to me a lot to me in terms of an artist and in terms of being one of the pioneers and one of the guys who actually pushed reggae to the level it is today.
Yes, so we're still, you know, shouting out and bigging up and shining the light bright on Bob Marley. And right about now, we're going to take a listen to him talking about something that he loved to talk about, which was racial supremacy.
Welcome to the headquarters of Positive Vibes. This is Cease and Sickle on 104.5 Vibes Radio. Nobody can stop reggae.